I have no idea if this is going to work. Hey, everybody, my name is Andrew. I don't know if this records or not, so for all I know, everything I say right now will be totally useless. Let's see if anybody shows up. I'm going to give a little bit of a buffer. Hey, Spencer. Wow, it actually tells me who is here. Go Facebook. Nick, Jamie, okay, I'm shocked. So, the point of me doing this is that this weekend was really awesome and everything. I think everybody, for the most part, who's on the chat already, either went to or knows about Rose City Swing, and it's an event. If you don't, it's an event here in Portland. Also, welcome to my cave. It's dirty. It's a garage. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, anyway, this weekend was Rose City Swing here in Portland, put on by Bobek and Trudy, and with the help of an obscenely large staff. And so I wanted to talk about it, why it is important to me, and then sort of my deal with West Coast Swing in general. And because that'll be the bulk of it. And if you have questions, feel free to type them in, and we'll actually talk like people. Hello, Kendall. So with Rose City Swing, it's such an important convention in general to me, and I think to the West Coast scene at large, because Forrest Hansen and I talk about this a whole lot, and Matt, you're here. I think you and I have talked about this a bunch, but these conventions threaten to be extremely the same, if that's even a thing I can say. Like I will very rarely be able to distinguish my memories in what convention I was at. Like I can always remember who I had them with, obviously, but also my hair is majestic right now. But I can very rarely remember like, oh, that was at Rose City, that was at this, that was at, but specifically with Rose City, it's always defined because they take the time to define the convention. There's a few conventions just like it, like in terms of being able to like give a definable experience. I would say, like, for me, it's like Jack and Jillarama. Swingtacular is awesome. As gobshite as it was ultimately, like as much of a shit show as it was, like a lot of old school Chuck Brown events were the same way. Like the ideas were absolutely insane, but I never forgot them. They were well-defined conventions, and I'm sure there's more, but those are just off the top of my head. The Rose City is easily my favorite convention I've ever been to, in part because of that, and in part because they take such good care of people, and they take the time, and Bobek and Trudy really know what they want out of a convention. And so I'm just going to go down this list I have in front of me of us and kind of talk it out. This part won't take that long. I mostly want to get to the third day questions and stuff. Also, I don't know how any of this shit works, so feel free to share this stuff, the feed with your friends. I have no idea who will show up and who not. If nothing else, to get some stuff off my chest and we get to have a chat too. So the big thing with Rose City is they have a theme every single year, and this year it was murder mystery, and there was a storyline written by Cassie Winter, and it was amazing. It was so well done, and to be 100% real, like I think everybody kind of went in with a little bit of like, ooh, is this going to work or not? Like she told me the ideas beforehand, and I thought they were really great, and then I got like an 82-page script. And I have it. Like I would be happy to share it with everybody if she's cool with it. And it's really good. It's really funny. And like you could make this into a solid gold, just like redo that storyline over and over again as its own convention. Never mind that it's hey Jeff, never mind that it's like specifically for a West Coast convention. It could stand alone. So the idea was like it was murder mystery. We were trying to figure out who done killed at first Bobek and Trudy, and then other people died, and it was insane. And it felt like a Mel Brooks weekend the entire time. And oh hi Jeff, and it was well executed because people bought into it. Like Dane Kosnick, holy crap! Hi, haven't seen you in a while. So anyway, the theme was well executed. It wouldn't have worked if it wasn't for, frankly, if it wasn't for Forrest and Brad. I had like a minor little thing in it, but really it's because of Forrest and Brad and Cassie just executing everything. Everybody did an awesome job, but if it wasn't for my two boys, like there's no way it would have come off at all. It would have been a shit show. and they're able to play off so well with everything that it really worked out. And I can't believe that Forrest, like, he memorized his lines. It wasn't like he had a whole, episode of Altered Carbon or whatever under his belt, but like, he memorized his lines in like 20 minutes. It's just his thing. He's a genius. I love this man. So anyway, the theme was awesome, and that really worked. And then the rest of the weekend, it's starting to become this. It's really starting to define itself of who it wants to cater to, and specifically, like, it's a juniors convention, or it's slowly bringing juniors into it. This year, we actually had a whole juniors program, and that was had I had known that this was going to be a thing, I would have offered my services a fuck ton more. Cursing, it's probably good for a juniors program. But I didn't know we had this is why you need to read your schedules, really, is what it comes down to. But I don't have a whole lot to say about that other than it was well done. And one of the only complaints we got all weekend about the convention is that there wasn't a master's convention, because like, if you don't know what that is, it's an age-based thing. I think it's like 55 and above are only allowed to compete. I don't even remember. To me, and you'd be pissed off if you want, I think that a master's division is stupid. Because this isn't that athletic of a dance. However, I do think that a juniors program is integral, because you need kids. You need that energy and that exuberance. You need people to be that excited about something. And because there's only so much that, like, frankly, that I can put out there. And I'm a really energetic guy. You need that youthful exuberance. You need kids just flipping out about how cool this is and getting their friends in on it and doing crazy crap and looking awesome and being adorable. I was overcome with the feels. I could not handle it during the kids Jack and Jill. Oh man! And I was one of the judges for the first round, and I spent most of the time just like this. I judged them fairly, but still, it was hard. It was hard. I'd give me like all-stars any day. But damn, I could not handle that. It's so adorable. And there's this one kid, I forget his name. I think it was Seth. He's like this big, and he's dressed to the nines. He's dressed better than I ever have in my entire life. And I look at him and I just go like, you're awesome. And he just goes like this. And I blew my freaking mind. This child is going to be a warrior. So that was the juniors division was cool. The actual program was really amazing. It was in part put on by John Piper and Erica Piper, among other people from Chico, California. If you don't know them, I'm sure you do, but go look them up. John and Erica Piper. I'm forgetting the name of their studio off the top of my head, but just look up John Piper, Erica Piper, and it'll lead you to a slew of everything. Look for the Piper movement. It's just good stuff. Yeah, anyway, and then there was a series of performances, and there was a junior couple that did this amazing pas de deux, and I couldn't handle it. Maybe I was just exhausted and overcome with emotion, and I'm a crier. It's just my jam. And I lost that. I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, I was just bawling. It was just so good and so honest. And what really got me about it was that, yeah, they were cool and they were really good dancers. But the fact that all of us, specifically like the older, like the over 30 crowd who's been doing this for a while, which includes me, you got to see something so athletic and so well done and so moving. It was a cabaret routine, and it was basically a contemporary ballet, and you got to see something so moving. And that alone, it made me feel like maybe somebody will get moved by this and work on their solo movement more and be really inspired to work on themselves. Or maybe they just saw some cool kids do some cool shit, and maybe that's all that matters in the end. Anyway, let's move on. There was a lot of there's so many competitions. I'll get to that in a second because, man, I got some shit to say. But solo classes, I'm just going down my list. Solo classes, I taught hip hop, which is fun. I can't, like, Bobak and Trudy, if you ever watch this, I love you. I'll do whatever you want forever. And I'm really appreciative to be a part of the event. But please don't put me with 2 10 a.m. classes back to back ever again. I'm the guy you want out late night dancing like a motherfucker. And geez. That was really hard. I am so grateful for the position, but damn, give me like an 11 a.m. or something. Anyway, I taught hip hop. It was a blast, and I was so happy that people got there. Um, a little miffed here and there that uh, there was a lot of like, oh, I just can't do it. But whatever. Well, I'm gonna get to that. Contemporary was taught with Tashina Beckman King. It was just I only saw the Boom Boom Boys do it. I didn't get a chance to take it because of the scheduling. It looked amazing. Tashina's a monster. There was Jazz with Deborah, which I did take. It was Hey Big Spender from Sweet Charity. And my favorite part of that, I don't know if it was like Nick King doing it, because he doesn't need to do anything and he looks sexy and awesome. Perhaps you've thought of that at one point in your life. But he's just such a joy. He's just such a good man. Seeing him do anything is really great. But I think my favorite was getting to see Chantel Pianetta and Mia Primavera do it with Deborah. And the video's up. I'll try to, if someone's listening and can link that in the chat, do that for me. I don't know where it is. It's just been sort of showing up. But the three of them just killed it, and it was beautiful. And they all did it in three very different ways. And I'm going to get to those two dancers later, too. There's a Persian dance with, I always forget how to pronounce her name. I think it's Sima Maleki. I pronounce it like it's Jewish. It's not that. So I did Maleki. I don't know. I'm ignorant. But I got to peek in on that for a split second. It was amazing. I wish more people had taken that. That's so cool. Like, it's just cool. I didn't know there was a thing called triple stretch apparently, but so sorry, Katie, my bad. I don't even know what that is. So you can explain it to me later, and then I can be all educated and shit. Clogging with PJ Turner, that was hard. Like, I had no idea that PJ did that, but that's like the first dance that he did. PJ Turner is a weird monster for me too, because I look up to him so much. I admire this man as a person and as a dancer so much. And I told him this story, like the first time that I ever saw him was at Swing Diego, and he wasn't dressed like everybody else. Like he says he wasn't wearing jeans, but I fucking think he was wearing jeans. Regardless, he was just not dressed like everyone. He dressed like a person, and I dressed like kind of like a douche, like what I thought everybody was supposed to be wearing, and heels that I hated to wear. And I hate them. I hate dance heels. They're awful. And I just remember looking at him and judging him so hard, and then thinking like, who the fuck is this guy? And then 20 minutes later, he was the guy who kicked my ass, because if you haven't seen PJ dance, shame on you. He's a monster. He might be my favorite lead on the circuit anywhere. He's just so graceful and he's so powerful. And it turns out that he was a clog dancer first. And it was fast and it was powerful and it's just awesome. Like, he's such a beast. Ask him about his history sometime. It's a really cool thing. And this was a Rose City's routine class. And that thing was equal parts super awesome and super fucking frustrating. What's this? Kendall, what did you post? Hold on a sec. Hey, Summer, welcome to the chat. Oh, yeah, Kendall just posted. The link there will take you to Big Spender with Mia and Deborah and Chantel. I highly recommend looking at it. It's awesome. So anyway, where was I? We're talking about the Rose City Swing thing. So again, we have multiple teachers teaching. Thank you so much, Sweet Pea. Yeah, you have multiple teachers teaching a routine. That's a hard thing to say 5 times fast. And there was a novice intermediate and an advanced all-star. And the novice intermediate, I think it was Marcus, and I don't remember the other couple. Marcus and Tessa, and I don't remember who else did it. It was good. I really enjoyed it. And then the advanced all-star was Delancey and I, Tony and Larissa and PJ and Tashina, and we didn't fuck around. Like, everybody made it legit hard, which was the point. Like, we were specifically told by Babak and Shruti to make it difficult because it's an all-star advanced thing. Like, and this is going to get into my frustration with West Coast in a minute, but I'll try my best to just make it constructive. We started with 18 couples and we got down to 4. By the end of the weekend, there were 4 couples. And I talked to a couple people, and some people had legit reasons. Like, one of my friends, Hey, Riley. One of my friends flat out said, like, I'm trying to do the Brandy Guild intensive while doing the routine, and it's just too much information. So my priority is the Brandy Guild routine. And that's totally legit, you know, to have the conversation and do it. There's a lot of people who dropped out. And again, I'm saying this and I'm not faulting anybody really. Like, you get to do you, boo-boo, and you can do whatever the hell you want. But for me, if you join something and it's hard, and it's just fucking do it, you know, ask questions, get better, challenge yourself. You know, if it's too hard, talk to your teacher as to why it's too hard, figure out why it's too difficult, and don't back out unless you're getting hurt. If you're hurt, like, preserve your bodies. But my principal gripe with West Coast swing is people don't fucking push themselves comparatively. And there's plenty of people that do. So before anybody writes some hate email or whatever, I believe in many people in this dance. And there's a lot of amazing dancers. But there's also a lot of people who are just like, oh, it's too hard, I don't want to. Or people who just gun forward without asking questions, without really trying. So instead of like shitting on people, I just want to say that in the future, if you feel like something's really difficult, whether it's a new move you're doing or like you're working specifically with me, ask me questions. I would love, there's a whole thing about like, Deborah Tseke actually has a really great story about when she was first really coming into West Coast. And she said basically like, well, I feel like it's, and I'm going to paraphrase, and she's probably going to correct me because I might get this wrong. Essentially, she thought that as somebody with talent coming in, somebody who was recognized to have talent specifically, that person should help bring them up. They should nurture for the sake of the dance and for the other person and for themselves. And I totally agree. So if you are a teacher, if you are a student, whatever, latch on to people that you think have talent or have something that they can offer you. Lindsay Mashad writes, some of my best experiences have been pushing myself and sticking with things when I really just wanted to leave. Preach. It's that is what I'm talking about. That's awesome. Some like there, if you're in this dance, and this is, I'll go into this later. That's part of the what's my deal with West Coast thing, and we're here for an hour. So feel free to join the conversation, and then I'll play off it, and we'll get bigger. I do have an agenda, but I want people to talk. This isn't just a lecture. Hey, Connie. So actually, Connie is a great example. So Connie was part of one of the 4 couples who stuck around for the entire All-Star Advance routine. And Connie, I give you mad props because it was not an easy routine, and you're a beast for staying. Oh, my cousin joined. Hello, Amanda. And the ones who stuck around were complaining about a move that Delancey and I taught. Where it's a drop back and you drop on your quad. So some good advice if you're going to learn a routine, especially in West Coast, especially where like there's a lot of like nowadays there's a lot of quick spins and drops and all this shit. Learn the term to mark something. Just don't do it full. Do not put everything you have behind it every single time. Take your time, breathe, learn the timing before anything else, because if there's anything that West Coast kind of suffers from, it's timing with the music. There's a lot to think about. And again, I'm going to get to that. But just focus on your timing more than anything else. That goes for everybody. That goes for me, especially when I get fucking freaked out. But anyway, let's move on. So that's the Rose City Swing. Ultimately, the routine ended up really great, and I was really proud of everybody. And Tony and Larissa smoked them. That part of the routine was probably the hardest in my oof. Anyway, apparently there was Zook. I didn't know that. That's cool. Moving on. The Brandy Guild thing, like Brandy, in my opinion, is the best. Her and Deborah, and there's 3 or 4 follows. Hey, Mike, there's 3 or 4 follows. There's really a top 5 on the planet who I just think like everybody at some point needs to either like learn from personally, or at least kind of follow their career, ask them questions, take a lesson. Brandy Guild is a monster. Hey, Ben McHenry, well, I'll be damned. Everybody go to Swingtacular. It's a good time. The Brandy Guild Intensive was really interesting, and she and I actually got to hang out and talk a lot during the weekend. And she and Deborah are most likely the two of the people that I admire the most in the crowd in West Coast Swing. I love them with all my heart. They teach me a lot. They're very good friends of mine, and I'm very lucky. What up, Bri? And I unfortunately didn't get to take a lot of the intensive, so I can't speak on personal experience there. But what I can tell you is those were some of the best attended classes that I've ever seen. The one that I was able to get into, Brandy just has this way of communicating that's so clear and so beautiful. And all I can say is if you have the opportunity to take a class from her, do it. What I'm going to say about Brandy is more of a personal story in that she and I, so I won't go into detail with this part, but some years ago, I wrote this kind of crappy little blog post when I finally discovered that I was like really depressed, like dealing with severe depression. It was the first time in my life I've really admitted that, and I've dealt with a lot, but we'll talk about that probably a different Wednesday. I think I'm going to do these kind of things regularly if you're interested. So what up, Katrina? So anyway, I wrote this thing, and then like 30 minutes after I posted it, it was like fucking midnight when I posted it, Brandy writes me, and she's like, hey, I just want you to know, and lays it out that essentially like I'm in your corner, and like we've been through similar things, and I really support you, etc. So let's check in with each other and like help keep each other honest and keep each other healthy. And that meant so much to me. So ever since then, she's been on this really nice pedestal, like a very positive place. And then we really didn't, like, we checked in and sort of things, but we really haven't even danced in 5 years. Like, we've checked in, we've been friends, but it hasn't been like a thing. So this weekend I had the opportunity to finally hang out with her en masse, and it was the nicest experience. First of all, I found out she didn't have a partner for the Strictly. And so I grew some balls, and I texted her thinking that she wouldn't say yes, and she totally said yes, and we danced together, and I made a fucking ass of myself, and I made her laugh, and I made everybody else laugh, and it was a good time. One of these days I'll be good and not just funny. So yeah. But where was I going with that? Just the point of like getting to know Brandy is one of the most valuable things that I've ever been able to do in West Coast, because I've been on kind of, and this will be the segue into the next part, because I think I don't really need to say anything else about Rose City Swing. I don't need to go through a whole lot more detail. That dance was amazing, says Jamie. I need to see it. I need to see that one and the one I had with Delancey, because I felt like a friggin' doink, and I really want to assess it so I can learn from it. And hopefully I make myself laugh. But what I was saying is I don't really need to talk that much more about Rose City Swing. Those are the main points. The competition. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about, was the competitions as a whole. And this is where I'm going to get into my thing about West Coast Swing. So the competitions were, the juniors division was awesome. The newcomers was fucking amazing. That was just cool. I'm forgetting this guy's name. Rob, I think his name is. He's local. He's a b-boy. He's a runner, and he's really kind of nervous beforehand. We met some weeks back, and I really liked this person. And he kicked its ass. If I'm not mistaken, he took second in the newcomers, and the person who took first is my new personal hero. JR's was the best. What is JR's? Oh, Juniors. Juniors was the best. The person who took first in the newcomers is my new favorite fucking person in the world. Her name is Wanda. Wanda is a damn rock star. I love her because, like, she does what I want everyone to do, and she just hits the pocket, and there's just this groove about what she's doing. She led like 5 things, and she looked so good. Like, she would have won novice, I think. Like, she was on time. She was on time. She had groove. She did a couple moves. She really paid attention to her partner. She didn't overlead them. Like, Wanda is the jam. If you have not danced with Wanda or talked to her, go and do both. Oh man, she's the shit. Then there was novice, and here's where I get a little shitty. Novice gets the rap of being like the hell dimension a whole lot, and they quite honestly were so much better this time around than the all-star division. And I mean better in the sense of their timing, like they stayed on time, and I say that being an all-star champion. Okay, so, and if I piss you off with this, get over it. this is all opinion, but like the novice division was super on time. The intermediate division was really great to watch, and their all skate was dope for the finals. The advanced, I honestly don't remember it all that well, but that was only because I hadn't eaten. I can't speak on that because I was just exhausted. But I can talk about the All-Star Champion division because there were a couple people, specifically like Austin Coy, who, damn, you were fine. Like that was, like if this somehow gets back to Austin, I haven't really been that big a fan of his dancing in the past. He's the super cool guy. And what he does is really cool. It's just not for me. But this weekend, like was on point. I cannot deny it. Like it was amazing to watch him do his thing. He pulled Tess Minnick, who is also a monster, and her fluidity and like sensuality essentially mixed with his cleanliness and his footwork and his timing was super cool. And I really highly recommend it. But there was some of like the biggest fucking flubs I've ever seen. And I love these people. Everybody who is in it, I really love these people, which is why it kind of broke my heart that most people were off time. Just everybody was fucking off time. With the exception of, I got to point out Forrest and Mia. That's all I can remember. Everyone else, and Cody and Chantel were on time, but, there was a snafu in there. And what it comes down to is like, we are not, and this includes me, we are not taking the time to chill the fuck out. You have to calm down. Everyone, me included. It's not about showing off. It is totally about showing off, but it's not about like busting the newest move or like being funny. That's a real problem I fucking have, is because we're not all funny. You know, and when you try to be funny, when you try to have wit have an agenda, it doesn't work at all. It's like constantly spamming a dick joke. It just doesn't work like that. And you need to learn what you're really good at. You know, if you are not fast, don't pick a fast song. And if you're not funny, let me rephrase, if you're not quippy, don't be quippy. Like, learn how you're funny or learn how you're interesting. Learn what your skills are and glorify the shit out of them. Like, I'm going to use the obvious example. Like, my man David Hemrick got kicked in the face because he led that. He got kicked in the face and his glasses flew the fuck off. I've never seen it in my entire life. It was amazing. It was like in rock. It's like when you get that punch in a boxing movie and the mouthpiece just like flies out. It was awesome. And then they ended up turning it into a move because Jen's a warrior. But I like David, and I like his dancing when he's calm. When he's calm, it's beastly. And if this somehow gets back to you, David, like, calm down, because you do everything right when you're calm. And I really admire you when you're calm. But when you get amped up, you do stuff like drop to a knee, not pay attention, and you fling a follow's foot into your face. I do the same stuff. Like, it's a problem that I have. I get way too overamped, and I end up doing stupid crap, and then I get nervous, and then it snowballs from there. So, like, a piece of advice that I can give to everybody, especially something for me, and especially something for the All-Star division, because we get to a point where all we want to do is show off. It's to breathe. Really, I'm taking yoga these days because I get nervous and like I hold a lot of anxiety right here. So if you can go out and learn to breathe, it will help you so much. My primary director, my jazz teacher is his name is DJ Brown, and he's been in every single movie since like the 70s. He's a monster. He has this really wonderful saying that is, control your breath, control your life. And whether or not you want to be a pro or you just want to be a little more on top of your shit as a human being, go and do that. Like, go take some yoga, learn some breathing exercises, really, really take the time to focus on your body. And there's the other thing is a lot of the All-Star division, it was like, couldn't keep up with the songs that they got. When it was a fast song, could not keep up with the song. And you have to get more athletic. you don't need to like be throwing your follow over your head or whatever. Only Nick King can do that because he's made of a mountain of beautiful, beautiful obsidian muscle. But I digress. Like, you just need to take care of your bodies. There needs to be more stretching. There needs to be more breathing. There needs to be more physical care given to your bodies. Use your legs. You know, you get into a nice plie a little bit more. Try getting lower, and go to the gym. Pick something that you like to do. Like for me, it's CrossFit. I really love it because I can do 30 minutes of it, and it equates to like 2 hours a day. Mariah writes, truth. Thank you. Truthiness. Again, God, I feel like I have to keep giving disclaimers, but like, this is my opinion. But also, my opinion comes from 20 years of experience in 5 different styles of dance, 3 of which I still do professionally. Yeah, so somebody asked this weekend too, like what advice Brandy and Deborah would give to dancers who want to come up and what they would like to see in the crowd. And flat out, Brandy said, I would like to see us dancing more athletically. That's not doing more tricks. That's being more athletic about our dancing. Be more forward onto the balls of your feet, able to actually transition. If you're going to do a drop, being able to actually support your follows, being able to, you know, just be more physically able. And it's not a question of, before anybody flips out, it's not a question of size or body composition or body type. It's a size of strength and flexibility and just being able to effectively use your body without causing injury to yourself and your partner, and being able to fucking keep up when a fast blues song comes on. Also, when Chris, you're here, when Chris Jones heals up, I want you, Chris, I want you to do like a blues workshop, like how to dance to blues, because I love how you dance to that shit. I want to do one too, but I don't want to say like shamefully, what is the word? Dickishly promote myself right now. I want, like, yeah. I love how Chris dances to blues because it doesn't ever come off as frantic. Katrina Blackwell, yes, please. There you go. Chris dances so smoothly when he does anything, but especially when you get a blues tune with him, it is the dopest to look at. It looks like it feels good, and it looks like he's always under control. And one of my favorite songs to dance to right now, and I wonder, I don't have Spotify on this computer. I want everyone to look up this song called Travis County. It's by Gary Clark Jr. It's one of my favorite songs, period. Never mind one of my favorite songs to dance to. It is a great training song. Like, you want to get down with blues a little more, that is the one you want to get in your belly. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Do I have anything else about... Also, again, if you have questions, please ask them. Like, let's start a discussion. One of my things, and this is where we'll transition into my whole thing with West Coast Swing. Hey, that rhymes. Kind of. Yeah, it does. One of my things is that there's not a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of seeking answers. And it's the difference between having a conversation and just looking for, like, the magic answer, right? It's just, you're looking for, like, how do I get more views on YouTube? Like, that's an ephemeral thing. How do I become famous? How do I become a pro? Like, that's not a question to ask. You can, and, you know, fair enough. But the questions you want to ask spur further questions. They encourage conversation. They encourage passion behind what we're doing here. And it's mostly like, did you see what so-and-so did? Yeah, great. I want to be like him. And that's fucking awesome. But then you need to celebrate what you and your buddies are doing, and you need to push yourself, and you need to gun it. I want to see someone be the next, like, Jordan Frisbee. I want to see someone go and, like, make a routine that is so undeniably good and powerful that they're like, ooh, like, forget Jordan and Todd. Look at these guys. You know what I mean? And I just don't see that yet. Anyway, so I'm going to make sure that I've said enough about Rose City. I don't think there's anything else. Go to it. Just go to it next year. I don't know what the theme is. We were toying with the idea of doing Where in the World is Brandy from San Diego, like Carmen Sandiego, and that would be cool. Yeah. But go to it. I don't think I have anything else, so I'm going to talk about my deal. So West Coast Swing for me has been off and on for like 5, 6, more than that. Off and on seriously for about 5 or 6 years. I kind of dabbled in it off and on for like, I guess 8 years, but I really didn't focus on it until I was about 26, 27. And the reason that I keep drifting in and out is because of the music and the dance itself. And lastly, because our conventions, for the most part, are just kind of there. They're not very well defined. It feels like it's the same time every time, which is great, I guess, but I want to be moved and pushed and challenged in a very positive atmosphere. And I just don't feel that at most West Coast conventions. Again, that's why I recommend going to Rose City and Swingtacular and Jack and Jill-A-Rama, and I'm sure there's more. But for me personally, like, I come from a jazz background first, and then I went into Lindy Hop. I got into hip hop after that, kind of while I was getting into West Coast swing. And nowadays I consider myself a hip hop West Coast and jazz dancer. And what hip hop and jazz give me that West Coast doesn't is this crazy adrenaline boost and this sense of self, because I don't have to rely on a partner in order to get my creativity out there and to have as good a time as I possibly fucking can. There are rare exceptions with West Coast. Like like when I pull, like what if it's in a competition and I pull somebody who we're just compatible with, or I get to jam with my buddies, I get to dance with Delancey. I get to show off. I get to feel like I'm a performer again, but those are rare times. And I think what would make that a little bit more predominant, well, for me anyway, what I would like to see is, more jams, more like friends just going like, hey, check this move out. Woo! Like, you know what I mean? I want to see more athletic movement. I want to see people just having, like, just fucking pushing the envelope for themselves. You don't need to be going for professionalism or any of that. I want to see people dance. I want to see people just empowered. Mariah Hurlburt, can we start a practice group? I know several other areas like Chico and LA have groups that just practice and drill all the time. Maybe there's something like that already. Sorry if this is off topic. It is not off topic, and this is what I'm talking about. I want people to talk. We tried to do that, and I would be down again. But for now, like, what really ends up happening with those things is that it's another obligation that people feel like they have to do. It's a separate time. And so a lot of people are like, I could go out to that, or I could watch Altered Carbon. And if you haven't watched Altered Carbon, well, fucking shame on you. So that's a great idea, and I support it. And if it was something where people were willing to show up and whip that ass, like, we have Delancey von Langendorfer in our town. Does anybody, like, do you guys get how special that is? You need to understand how important Delancey is as a resource. Hey, I love Altered Carbon. Yeah, me too. You need to understand how important Delancey is as a resource. She's won, like, everything with the exception of, I think, like a routine division, because she's done only a couple of routines. If she really wanted to do a routine, she would be the next best, like the next biggest thing. This is going to be kind of shady, and I'm sorry. Maybe not. Delancey and I held a workshop, 2 workshops the other weekend, and it really wasn't the right venue for it. This is my fault. We held it at Vega Dance Lab, where I teach, and a bunch of my buddies teach, where my dance teacher teaches. Everybody come and take Daniel Brown's class. And we got literally two people in our first class. It was a basics class, meaning that clearly nobody thought they had to work on their basics. I understand. It's money and it's time. I get it. People were out of town. Exactly. But the second class, the intermediate advanced, here's where I'm going to shorten this. Any chance you get to learn from Delancey, like, take me out of the equation. Any chance you get to learn from Delancey, you absolutely need to take it. Because the knowledge that girl has, and just being able to really intimately watch how she dances is one of the most valuable things that we have in Portland. Do not take that for granted. Amanda, I would come if I lived in Portland. You go to college like an hour outside. I would have come and picked you up. No excuse. Hey, I'll tell you what. We'll do a live stream of it so people can do it. How about that? That'd be cool. Lindsay Michon, she's been my dance crush since I started. Mariah agreed. That class helped get me into finals. Lesson with her tonight. Also have work. I don't care about your job. Brian Sforzo. Yo, Drew. I love you, Brian. Rose City Swing was the best. I think the most exciting thing this weekend for me was seeing the All-Stars working with the juniors in the hallway. That was amazing. I want to see these kids, these kinds of collabs happen more often. Separately, what do you think are the best ways to expose high school and college kids to our awesome dance? Let's get them psyched. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the third date question right there. First of all, that the collab between the juniors and the All-Stars thing, fuck yeah. That's amazing. What do I think the best ways to expose college and high school kids? You have to make it cool. Whatever the intangible there is, you have to play music that they like. You have to play top 40. I know people will gripe and bitch that a lot of top 40 is not what do you call it? Swing music, because it's not. A lot of it is not. There's one or two songs, but that's not the point. This dance is now shifted into doing, and for a while, it's shifted into being about pop music. We still dance the swing. We still dance the blues, but not as much. The vast majority is I think we still dance the Katy Perry, right? I don't know. But Pitbull comes on and shit, and you want to get Kendrick, and you want to get Chance, and you want to get who's a big pop artist? Doesn't matter. The point is you need pop music. You need music that kids are fucking listening to, or they will not care, because if they hear a song, they'll go and look at hip hop. They will go and dance hip-hop to hip-hop music, right? We can do that. So, Brian is a great example. Brian's got kind of hip-hop jive with what he does. So if I were a kid and I saw Brian dancing to it, I'd be much more into it. The guy's got swag. If I saw John Piper, you know what I mean? Or if I was interested in jazz or ballet and I saw Chantel Pianetta dancing, that's what I'm talking about. There is not enough media presence right now for West Coast swing at all. I think worldwide we have probably 10 to 15,000 regular dancers total. That's it. Not registered through the years on the WSDC or anything. Fucking dancing right now, going to conventions, there's only about 10,000 to 15,000. That's less than one comic book convention. I think PAX, a video game convention, they pulled in 70,000 people last year in a weekend. And I know people have made the argument before, but that is a lot more accessible. It's yes, it is, but dancing, everybody does dancing. Ballroom is extremely accessible because they're small, compact dances that, you can learn, but then it takes forever to master. West Coast, I remember talking with Ben Morris some years back. This is a long time ago. And we're talking about how to make this exact thing, how to make it accessible to the general public. And he says, oh, you can't. This was back then. I'm quoting an old Ben Morris. I don't know what he thinks now. He says, oh, you can't do it because it's too hard a dance to do. And I was like, I disagree. I teach that every week and people come to my classes all the time and they leave doing it. So we didn't really get to get into any more detail, but basically, if you want people to do this, teach them the most basics. Don't even teach them first, just to sway and have a good time. Reiterate that it's dope as hell. Have your teachers be interesting and funny and smart, and teach to think. You need to get young teachers who will teach to things, and representatives who will teach the things that young people are listening to. That was such a long ass winded way of talking about that. Does anybody else have a question? Yeah. I'll wait for a second while I get on my high horse again. So again, my deal with West Coast Swing is I love it. It's my favorite partner dance, but there is no adrenaline. There is no reason to really push the envelope. And there's a lot of lack of desire right now, it seems, to really work on your game in that way. People are learning new moves, and that's really cool, but nobody's really dancing through it. There's not a lot of there's not the highest quality of movement right now. There are some dancers who are slaying, but for the most part, everybody's still kind of worried about, am I on time? Is my move? Am I doing this move right? I'm going to do this. And I would say that that's quite honestly the fault of us, the leads, because we are the limiting factor here in this partnership. So I do have advice. I mean, like leads, you got to calm down, lead less, dance more with your partner. And the easiest way to get into that and calm the fuck down is to go and experience life. Go to a bar with real life people who have no idea how to dance like a professional. Go to a real bar, dance with those people, because you won't be able to bust all your crazy ass tricks and stuff. You'll just have to groove. You'll just have to have a good time. So let's do this. The next time I can actually do this, I want to go to Blue Diamond. It's a bar here in Portland. It's my favorite bar. Every single night there's live music. You will never experience the energy that you have not experienced real life dancing until you have danced to a live ass band who will shout at you in the middle of what you are doing. They will praise you, or they will like be like, get on time. It's really fucking funny. Yeah, and right now with me and with West Coast, I really want to go to more stuff, but there's not a lot of incentive to do it because everything's the same. Every dance is the same. We hear the same songs every weekend. There's so much music out there. There's so much music. Like, hire people like Brian and Koichi, Forrest Hansen, James Kleinman. There's many DJs. Larissa pulls great shit out. Like Joe Broderick, actually. Like when Joe is like taken off the reins, he will find the weirdest stuff, and it's amazing. If you hear, just take a chance on a new DJ, man. Like, we need more music. We need more back and forth. We need more party in what we do. We need more athleticism. We need more party. Okay, like dancing should not ever feel like a fucking chore unless you are on stage doing a job. Yeah. And also, that's the other thing is like, have you ever asked yourself why you dance? Like, why do I do West Coast swing? Or just in general, why the fuck do you dance? Like, because for me, there's no question why I do it. It's just what like I'm supposed to do. It makes me feel good. You know, at the lowest end, it just makes me feel good. It gives me purpose. I will get into this in a different thing, a different live stream a little bit more, but it really did save my life when I was a kid. Like I've been in the arts since I was 11 years old, sorry. So 20 years. And hold on. Nicole, watching your live stream, I had a comment. Somebody is messaging me on my private messenger. Whoa, it's long. Holy balls. Okay, hold on. Nicole, if you're watching, let me know if I can read this on the chat, because this is long, and I'd rather be able to do this with people, because this is actually a really good point. Nicole, if you're watching, let me know if I can share this, because your message actually just killed my train of thought, because this is good stuff. I completely killed my train of thought. And we have 10 minutes left, and I think that this would be a really good topic to talk about. So let me know if it's cool, if I can say anything about it. Yeah. She's totally not going to respond. She's going to be like, yeah, where was I going with this? I'll cut bait from what I was talking about and just kind of, yeah, okay. As I was saying, why do you dance? Like, just figure it out. Again, that's what I was saying. I was going to talk about something dark that happened to me. So like when I was a kid and really starting I was, this doesn't happen to everybody, but when I was in theater younger, I was abused a ton. Holy shit. And it just sort of happens. That's how the arts sometimes are, is there's a lot of like, I mean, there's a lot of question of appropriate space bubble and like what can I and I cannot do. And Nicole said yes. Thank you, Wanda. Oh, hi, Wanda. I talked about you earlier. Nicole said yes. Great. So what I'm short of this is like I had to figure out, in order to protect my sanity, who the fuck I was as fast as humanly possible, or I would have been eaten alive. I would have been taken advantage of, and I was so much more than I was, and I've already been taken advantage of a ton as a dancer. I'm just unfortunately one of those people. I just really want to perform. So I figured by the time I was 15, I knew what kind of person I was. I knew who I was, and then slowly that developed into the man I am today. And so if I recommend, if you want to figure out who you are, go talk to a therapist, talk to a counselor. There is no shame in it. I think everybody on the planet should have a fucking counselor. They should talk to an impartial person who can give them professional advice behind what is going on in their brain. It will help you with everything. It'll help you feel so much more clear and clean. Go and exercise, get those endorphins running. Take care of your body, not because you maybe do it for your own reason, but I highly recommend you do it because it feels good and you love yourself. Yeah. Nobody needs to be like a fucking superhero, six-pack captain or whatever, but like care about yourself. So you have more energy and it feels good to be who you are. Just on the physical level. So anyway, I'm going to read this out. This is from Nicole Zverlin. I can't say her name very well. Also, while I'm reading this, I'm going to propose a question. I would like to do these more regular. I would like to do these maybe weekly, maybe monthly. I'm not sure, but I have the best thing that I do is I believe in people, and my place in the West Coast community, I think, is to hold people up and to celebrate others. So if you're interested, I would really like to do these on a more regular basis, specifically with a back and forth like this. Like you guys ask questions or we just chat. I'll bring on other people, like Forrest Hansen, for example. He and I talk about this occasionally. Or anybody that you're really interested in hearing from. So if you want to do these streams more often and this sounds interesting, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Okay. So this is from Nicole. Hey, Andrew, watching your live video, love your thoughts on Rose City. I had a comment on the Advanced All-Star Routine Intensive that you brought up. I'm not sure if you have any input for the future of Rose City swing routines. I love routines, pushing myself, all of what you were preaching, which is why I signed up. But I went into the weekend thinking, possibly my misinterpretation, that we'd be assigned partners or rotating through partners throughout the experience to be able to work with different advanced leads and follows. So I'm going to stop there for a second. So as far as I know, Nicole, I think that's what's supposed to have happened. I don't know the back end of it. I don't know if you were supposed to have signed up with a partner or not. More fedoras. Awesome. Whoa, there's a flood all of a sudden. Holy crap. I missed all of these comments, guys. Deborah Seike. Holy shit, D. Good to see you. She says, I love you, Andrew. My job is the same, to empower people. Keep it up. You need to... Deborah's doing all the good work. She's brilliant and perfect, and I love you, Deborah. That is her thing, is to raise people up. So anyway, Jesus balls, I missed a lot of comments. How'd that happen? I'll go back on those. We'll figure that out because we're running low on time. So anyway, yeah, Nicole, I thought that was the thing, as people were coming in with partners. I think that was my misinterpretation. Clarity on that in the future definitely would be great. Most come to the class with a pre-planned partnership in mind, and so I was paired with a really nice guy who unfortunately I didn't know, and I think became overwhelmed with the choreo on Friday. On that, I'm just going to reiterate, being overwhelmed is legitimate, but get over yourself and do it. Yeah. Or talk to the teacher and bow out, but do not just go like ghost. It won't ever serve you, because now I don't know who the fucking person is and I can't help them. No one can. They just said fuck it and left. So always talk to people about what's going on in your head. Anyway, choreo on Friday. I spent Saturday's 3-hour choreo session learning and practicing pretty much solo because I think he was either busy or overwhelmed with the choreo that he didn't show up. Chances are good. I was thinking it'd be nice for the beginning of the choreo session to either rotate through or show of hands who plans to show up the next performance or the performance. Well, here's the deal. Doing a routine, you can't rotate that much. It's hard because you need to know each other. You need to know how each other work. That's it. I would like that, if you did like a routine within a workshop setting, that'd be really great. But you absolutely have to learn how the other person works. So I think in the future, we'll all just, and it may have been flat out my fault, we'll just make sure that everybody knows whose partner is who, so you can work on it. As far as like show of hands, who's going to show up, fucking show up. There's no excuse. You signed up for a thing. Somebody is relying on you. You gave your word and your practice that you were going to be there. Show up. Just do it. I don't believe in bowing out just because it was too hard. But unless it was pain or something, but even then talk to your instructor. Okay. Doesn't happen to follow traveling to an event and signing up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Still learned a lot just by being present and going through the motions, but would have loved having the experience practicing with someone too. Well, yes. Again, not sure if you have influence on how that works in the future, especially being the first instructors to teach the weekend, but I wanted to make mention of that since it was brought up in the video. Anyway, enjoyed your and Delancey's choreography session, dancing with you and meeting you this weekend. I love this person. Also, I appreciate all your thoughts in live video. Thank you for sharing. Cheers. Nicole, thank you so much for writing that and taking the time. It's very important. And those are some really great thoughts. I don't know if I have any control over the situation there. I can talk to B and Trudy, and I think they had something in mind and there was a snafu. I was just assuming everybody had partners. I'm going to scroll up here. We got a couple more minutes. I'm going to look at these things that I missed. Damn, I missed a lot. Forrest Hansen. Okay, so we're going to go, dancing is scary for new people. No, it doesn't have to be, Mariah. I understand 100%. Partner dancing as it is taught on the average, super scary because it's boring on the average. You need to, this is again why I like instructors like Chris Jones or Deborah, because they make it fun. When I took Chris's classes back in the day, I never felt like it was a chore because he's funny and he's charming. You need instructors like that. Forrest, do you mean in the Pacific Northwest or in the universe? I have no idea what that is in reference to anymore. So I'm going to say the universe. Sure. Melissa Smith. Hey, Mel. Lead less, dance more. Yeah. Agreed. Mariah. Yes. Alyssa Freeman, for what it's worth, I fall out of love with West Coast because when I go out to the conventions, I don't get asked to dance or get shot down by higher ups. First of all, getting shot down, get over it. It's going to happen. It happens to me. For whatever reason, and don't bank your weekend on the higher ups. Dance with your friends. Make your own fun. And I'm saying that being a very sensitive douche. I get sad when I get turned down, but you cannot rest your life on another person, especially in a partner dance. I keep using Deborah as an example, but Deborah doesn't have a regular partner. She mostly teaches by herself. And therefore makes her own fun. She brings her own energy. And she's one of the most powerful, wonderful fucking presences because of that. You owe it to yourself to just not let, as best you can, another person bother you because they wouldn't dance with you. Go find someone else and fuck that person. Yeah, or politely, just go find someone else and maybe don't worry about that person. Maybe I shouldn't say fuck them. Anyway, Wanda, Portland is really unique in that y'all dance out in public, but for the rest of people I've seen just dance with other dancers in dance places. I found West Coast swing by accident one night in a bar. Yeah, we don't dance in public all that much as you'd think. I do. Somebody gave me angry face. Awesome. I love the fucking emojis, man. But we should do it more. But that's scary for people because it's not a safe place. And to that I say, go dance. Just go dance. Find a place you like. Go dance. Get up. Wiggle. Give me a little bit of this. Give me a little bit of this. And you will blow people's mind. Love Blue Diamond for life. Blue Diamond. Ruby Lair. Where's Ruby Lair, Wanda? That sounds awesome. Emily Ratterman, or is that a person? Emily Ratterman. I'd love to DJ more, but I feel like people haven't been receptive. You're right. Brandy joined. Interesting. I told a story about you earlier, Brandy, if you're still here. Emily Ratterman. I'd love to dance more, but I feel like people haven't been receptive. You and I have talked about this. People haven't. But Portland in general, I shouldn't just single out Portland. DJing is a weird thing. It's very protective. I think at the least we should have like an exchange of music kind of thing. Make lists, send them to people who run venues. I think there's like 4 people here in town who do. Have parties, play music, talk about music, keep trying to get in there. It's like any other thing. You want to do a thing, you keep telling people you want to do it. Because I love your music. I think from what I've heard, I really like it. Deline, yes, it's so frustrating when it comes same music every night at every convention, same 10 blues songs been played since the beginning. Yep, there's current blues artists. Play more of that shit. All the DJs you listed should be hired way more. Agreed. Forrest Hanson, are you going to Jack and Jillarama asking for a friend? Hi, Brandy. That's the plan. It's the only one on my list right now. And anyone that Forrest actually tells me to go to. So, more. Deline, you are amazing. I love you tons, Andrew. Thank you, Deline. Weekly or monthly streams would be awesome. Okay. Good man takes courage to say this stuff. Jesse Smooth. I'd be interested in watching you break down the West Coast swing events and scene in the future. Okay. Richard Tidy, yes. Interested in hearing see more. I love you. Wow. Okay. Thank you. I didn't expect so many people to talk. Trudy, here you go. Trudy responded. So rotating the routine was intended, especially to find the performance partner you jive with. So that's my fault. I will take full responsibility. I had no idea that we were supposed to do that. I thought people signed up with partners. So if you would like to shit on someone, this guy. Sorry. But again, those 4 of you who did it, good job. You kicked its ass. I just kind of assumed people already knew. Deborah, it's only important to know your partner if you plan on competing on a regular basis. When doing teams, partners switch often as teams' main objective is to do formations as well as build good partnering skills. So that just echoes, should have done that. I didn't do that. My bad. Ruby is a DJ. Ruby is a delightful person, fantastic DJ. Let's see. Trudy Thatcher, Emily and Andrew, come DJ at Rose City Sundays. Let's talk. Yeah, okay. I'm down. In the blues community, I love you, Trudy. This is what I'm talking about. Bobak and Trudy are like, I love our crowd, but I really, really love what you guys are doing. And thank you for involving everyone from every crowd. You are the bridge, bringing Portland together. And I just realized how dorky that is because we're Bridgetown. What are you going to do? Everybody go to Bridgetown Swing. Alyssa Freeman, in the blues community, we house party to let loose and play new music. Are any Westies into this? Portland. I hope we are. I miss house parties. They were great. They were good drinks. Also, Wanda posted Ruby Lair. Hold on. I'm going to open that. Why did I say it like that? Ruby Lair, Ruby rocks. Oh, I already love this woman. So she's a DJ. Dope. Everybody go look at her page, I guess. Tony, I don't know what you're saying me neither to. Hey, buddy. Deline Lynn Pete, geez, is the best, most loving teacher and makes it so positive for many new people. She has been the only teacher I've ever had that I left feeling like I could be a dancer. Damn. We need more teachers like that for us new dancers. Cool. So, Susan, if you're still watching, talk to teachers about what you liked specifically, not the ephemeral of like, she made me leaving feeling like a good dancer. What did she do that made you feel like a good dancer? Because you sharing that makes us better teachers. We can better facilitate what you're doing. Wendy Cisneros, cool name. I love your name. Holy crap. Routine rotation didn't happen in novice intermediate either. See? There was a miscommunication. It will be fixed in the future. Ah, come on. Yes, I'm into it. Miss you, buddy. Ruby plays a lot of blues. I totally Shazammed every freaking blues song she played at Boogie. Sweet. So Ruby is, for those like me, I don't know her that well, and anybody else who doesn't know her, get on it. Ruby is amazing. I didn't know that we were supposed to rotate either. Tony, yeah. So we didn't know. So next year, teachers, if I'm even involved, obviously, I hope I am. I hope I'm hired. We'll all talk with each other and be more clear about that. And clearly, we'll fucking rotate. So I'm about 5 minutes over time. I don't want these to drag on too long because I could talk myself blue in the face all the time. But thank you, everybody, for showing up today. And thank you, those of you who participated in the conversation. Thank you, Deborah and Brandy and Forrest. And just thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You had no reason to be here other than clearly you give a crap about something. And that's huge to me. And I really appreciate this. And I appreciate you supporting your local dancers and everybody else. And you're just fucking awesome. I hope you... Yeah, I'm going to do these probably Wednesdays. For the most part, they'll be about dance and wellness. Most likely, mostly about the West Coast scene. And the only way that these are going to work is if you guys participate. So please leave comments talking about things that you want to cover. I want to have a dialogue. Like, I've been trying to find my place in the West Coast community for so long. Who the fuck is getting angry face? Who keeps angry facing? Like, that's why even bother? If you can't say something nice, shut your mouth. So I want to have a conversation, and I want to be a facilitator for growth in our community, specifically through conversation and through celebration. I want you guys to feel good about yourselves and not be afraid to ask the third date questions and to grow. I want you to feel like we are in it together. You know, we are like alone you're powerful, but together we are mighty. And I'll do everything that I absolutely can to make sure that our crowd is better and better, and you guys feel so supported. If you ever see me at a convention and you're just feeling down, come up to me and talk to me. I will help hold you up as best I possibly can. But when I want to sleep, leave me the fuck alone. Or when I'm eating, just don't come up to me then. I'm hungry. But that's going to be it for me for today. I may do this through Facebook again. I may do it through Twitch. I'm not sure yet. But for now, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Go and have the best day that you've ever had. And I will see you again next week.